Hey guys, what's going on? This isn't really a typical kind of video that I would normally do, but I was spending about just hours and hours watching video of people like getting pulled over by cops and how they respond and do different things, and this is kind of more of an interesting video. So literally, I found out the value of why. See, we have this negative idea that like pleading the fifth is like when the only guilty need to do that, and it is to protect people from self-incriminating themselves, but it is very, very, very possible that if you ever get taken to jail, if you talk and you're completely innocent, you say nothing that's even debatable, that even your truthful words can be held against you in the court of law. See, police officers cannot help you with anything you say because in court that's just considered hearsay. But anything that you say, they can use against you. That's why the Miranda rights don't talk about how they can either help you or hurt you. Anything you say only could be used against you. So I want you to keep that in mind. So if you're pulled over, second of all, if you get pulled over in your car, it's a misconception that they are allowed to go in through your car and do other things like that. But realistically, if they pull you over, if they don't have any probable cause, like really probable cause, meaning that you're either being detained or that they have a warrant, then, or if there's a crime that's in the middle of happening that they would have to get in there to stop. Like if you were in their eyesight of range smoking pot or something like that, they have the right to search your car then. But you can refuse, and the line you would want to use is, "I do not consent to searches, officer." That's all you would say. "I do not consent to searches." And they, don't be mean, don't be crazy about it. Just say those lines, and they will not be able to proceed with that. So just so you don't go overboard, though, there's a couple things that you can and cannot do. For one, if a cop tells you you have to get out of your car, you do have to get out of your car. But at the same time, just like you have to get out of their car, if you ask them what probable cause they have to tell you that as well. So if they don't, that's one point against them. If you have a camera and you can put it in sight, it is completely legal to video record your entire interaction. This is for your own safety as well as his. You want to make sure that you have your hand on top of your steering wheel to make sure that you are not a threat, and you do have to give your identification, but everyone else in the car without probable cause is not obligated to give their ID. Same thing as if you're in the street, you do not have to give a police officer your ID. If you run and then refuse, that is probable cause enough if you were running away, so you would then at that point have to. But you don't have to give your ID if you're on the street. You don't have to carry it if you're on the street. You do have to give it and carry it while you're driving, and you do have to give it up if they ask, and you do have to get out of the car if they ask. But you do not have to allow them to search your car, and you don't have to answer questions. You can literally say, "Officer, I don't answer questions." They might try to threaten you, they might get upset and say a whole bunch of different things like, "Listen, we can take this up to the next step," and then say that they're going to bring the drug dogs out and they'll tear up your car and they'll try to bargain with you. But listen, cops are legally allowed to lie to you. They're allowed to say anything they want to get you to either admit to something or to get you to fall under their authority. They try to use the power from their position instead of the power of their character to try to get you to do what they want to. But you do not have to allow them to search your vehicle under any circumstances unless you are being detained, which is another thing. If you're ready to go, you get to decide. You can't just walk away, but you have to ask and make sure if you're being detained or if you're free to go. So you can literally say, "Officer, am I detained or am I free to go?" This makes it very clear to the officer that you have the intention that you want to go. This is not voluntary, that you do not have an interest in this interaction anymore, which makes it speed up the process. They're going to give you the ticket for whatever they stopped you for, and you can proceed on your merry way unless they find probable cause that they have to detain you then. This is just a little bit of thing because a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think that they have to let them search their car. A lot of people think that they have to follow every direction they give. But no, if you're on the street, you don't have to give up your ID. If you're a passenger in the car, you don't have to give up your ID. You got to get off the car, but you don't have to let them search the car. And ask them if you're free to go. If they keep pressuring you, it doesn't matter. They're telling you lies. Maybe. I mean, there's some good cops out there. But just want to give you the heads up. So, see you guys later.